Aren't you tired of boring and predictable podcasts? Remember the movie Groundhog Day? Ugh. The only thing predictable about this show is that we're guzzling booze. Count on it. This is the Appleboys podcast. Appleboys.us. If it's NFTs, music festivals, sporting events, strip clubs, current events, or masturbation techniques. Did I read that right? There's more than one? Fueled by, but not sponsored by, Miller Lite. This is the Appleboys podcast. Now your hosts, Josh, Corey, Rob, and Jimmy. Rob has issues. Just saying, bro.
Oh, you came in a little late.
Came in a little hot there too, buddy.
Yeah, also loud as shit. Sorry, guys. Why is there no snare on my headphones? Louder. Chowder. Louder.
Ayo.
What's up, everybody? It's Josh from the Appleboys podcast. I'm here tonight with Corey. Hello, Corey.
Oh, hey there. How are you?
I'm well. What's up, Rob?
Hey.
We're very sorry that Jimmy is not here tonight to celebrate this very special occasion with us. It's been a few weeks since we recorded, and a lot has happened in those few weeks.
Boy, howdy. It sure did.
Jimmy is back in San Francisco with his people, also known as the Liberals.
Yep. He should basically live there now, but I don't think he can afford to.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's way too expensive, man.
No, you can't. You'd have to live with like 19 people.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of the lifestyle?
He's probably okay with that too, though. So,
So it's hard to pick a highlight of the last few weeks. What's the highlight for you, Rob?
I mean, I have a highlight, but I feel like we shouldn't lead in with my highlight because it's kind of the big one.
What's your highlight, Corey, over the last, since the last time we recorded?
Falcons are first place in their division, baby. I'm just kidding. I got married.
You got married. That's the right answer.
Congratulations.
Yep. So we had all the Appleboys went to Atlanta for Corey's bachelor party weekend. And then we all went to the wedding with Corey and his beautiful bride, Kelsey. Then we all went to the honeymoon. Wait,
No, he's not supposed to know about that one.
My bad.
I thought I heard some scurrying in the leaves down below our cabin.
Scurrying is one way to say it. Heavy breathing is another.
Maybe saw a fire get started down there on the bottom.
Yeah.
Smoke was created.
Call me Tom.
Tom Thumb?
No, like Tom Hanks from Castaway.
Oh, I see.
That's fine.
Well said.
Well, while I had a wonderful time in Atlanta at the bachelor party weekend, which we're going to get into, and an awesome time at Corey's wedding, the highlight of the last few weeks for me is it finally happened.
Also me. It did happen, didn't it?
It did. So October 12th, 2022.
You lost your virginity, Rob?
Is a day
Yeah.
that will go down in infamy. The Appleboys were finally followed by Miller Lite on Twitter.
We did it, boys.
It was a pretty epic moment.
It was. Corey and I were actually at Applebee's when we found out.
Drinking Miller Lite.
And I'm telling you, man, it was a pretty amazing moment. I felt like my soul leave my body momentarily. I was hovering above the bar, sort of the same way I was when I was in the stadium when Clemson won the national championship against Alabama in Jacksonville. It was honestly pretty incredible. And so for those of you who are maybe listening for the first time or just check in sporadically or whatever the case may be, we started the podcast with a few goals. And one of the main goals early on was we drink a lot of Miller Lite. And we saw that Miller Lite was only following one account on Twitter. So every single day, I decided I was going to tweet at Miller Lite until they followed us. So I tweeted them every single day without missing a day for 386 days in a row. And on day 386, we get a tweet from Miller Lite that says, "Today is the day, boys."
And then it happened.
And then it happened, and that was in fact the day.
It was incredible. It was unbelievable.
It still is. What are you talking about?
Absolutely. You're right. Still is. So as of today, which is October 30th, 2022, Miller Lite's Twitter account follows 6 accounts. They follow Jay Balvin, who has 10.8 million followers. They follow Owen Miller, who has 2,500 followers, but is a professional baseball player with the Cleveland Guardians. They follow Seth Beer, also a professional baseball player with the Arizona Diamondbacks and a former Clemson Tiger. Go Tigers. He has 9,265 followers. They follow country music sensation Luke Combs, who has 1 million followers.
Is that the Applebee's guy?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
They follow the Dan Lebitard Show, which has almost 500,000 followers. And they follow at Appleboys Pod, who has 300 followers. Let's fucking go.
Woo, we did it. Josh was he didn't tell you about this, but while he was in the Applebee's and when he found out about this, he was just sobbing into his Miller Lite. Filled up his pitcher, drank the tears.
I definitely was not sobbing, but I was very loud.
Tears
and
of joy.
boisterous.
Tears
Yeah.
of joy, maybe. But the bar had a whole round of shots of Miller Lite, which was a pretty special moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we all did shots of Miller Lite. And I drank an extra couple tall boys, I think.
Yeah, he didn't intend to. He was like, this has to be super fast in and out. And then it was not.
Yeah. And then
That's how it goes.
I had some more Miller Lite when I got home. It was a good time.
Sounds like it.
What a day. What a moment that was.
For real. And to celebrate our first Appleboys podcast back in the recording studio, we are celebrating with not Miller Lite.
It's true. Coincidentally, we were gifted 3 cases of a social tonic called Hi-O, and
Hi-oh.
it is a non-alcoholic drink that's supposed to lower your inhibitions without getting you drunk. It has adaptogens, nootropics, and botanicals. So basically, it's like mushroom juice.
It doesn't taste like mushroom juice, though. You get a little bit, like if you have an aversion to mushrooms, you might feel it a little bit, but otherwise, it just makes you want to, touch Corey.
That's not the effect that it had on me.
All right.
It's like a fruity, sparkling tonic type deal. It's not great. Not
It's
great.
all right.
It's not Miller Lite, that's for sure.
The blackberry lemon was fine.
Blackberry lemon was okay.
You really liked the watermelon
lime.
lime.
Yeah,
That was fine. The peach mango is not good.
terrible.
I say this having drank 2 of those.
Yeah, I actually like both peach flavor and mango flavor in general. Didn't care for that drink.
They usually go really well hand in hand with each other, but this one just kind of tasted like wood.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the taste of wood.
Agreed. Anyway, circling back to the Miller Lite thing, I have plans. I've already kind of started the process of getting the tweet from them that says today is the day, boys, and then a lot of the various congratulatory tweets and retweets and things like that printed and framed, and it's going to go in my office.
Hell yeah.
Right next to the degree.
I don't have my degree mounted.
That's so funny.
I don't care about that shit.
That's fair.
It has gotten me nothing in this life except for debt.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't have one of them, but, I'm working on it.
I'm not anti-college.
You have the debt.
Not really, no.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-college, but I'm anti-forcing people to go to college because it's like the thing that people should do. If you're going to college, you should have a reason to go to college. You should be going with a specific plan. You should be studying something, and it should have some positive impact on your life.
Yeah. No, I mean, with my family, with how everything was lined up, they were just like, yep, this is just what you do. And I got there and was like, you can drink here?
Yeah.
And that was basically it.
Same. Anyway, if you're listening, Miller Lite's social team or anybody on the board of directors or whatever the case may be, thank you for following us. We will do our best not to let you down.
Yeah, Kelsey, after it happened, she was like, they definitely had a meeting about following you guys. Like, there was, like, people in a room that were like, okay, guys, this Appleboys pod.
Can we do this or not?
Is this allowed or...
That makes me feel good to think about.
Yeah,
actually.
and we made the cut.
Yeah, go us and go Miller Lite. We appreciate you guys.
Seriously.
Yeah, you guys are great.
So over the course of the last 3 or 4 weeks since we recorded, I know it hasn't been quite that long since one of our episodes came out, but I had a couple in the chamber. Over the past several weeks, we've had lots of occasions and opportunities to drink Miller Lite. And I think probably the most appropriate place to start is the bachelor party weekend.
I'd say so.
So on Friday of the weekend that we were going, we were always planning to go down there on Friday night, and we were planning on getting there late in the afternoon. Couldn't check in until 4 p.m. anyway. It was just going to be kind of a casual, like, check in, maybe get a couple beers at the hotel, chill, relax, and rest, because Saturday and Sunday were going to be full days.
We had busy days, right? Yeah.
That's not what happened Friday night.
No, it isn't.
Where did we go, Corey?
So I want to start by saying Josh was my best man. And typically the best man is supposed to plan all of the bachelor party events. That did not happen.
You're right. It didn't happen. But the way you presented that information is as if I failed in my best man duties.
No. I was going to follow that up in saying that Atlanta is Corey's town. And like, I knew what I wanted to do. So I said, hey, this is what we're doing to all of the guys that were going.
Yeah, he basically
and they were
printed out an itinerary.
And they were just like, okay. So, like Josh said, I didn't really have anything planned for Friday because I didn't know like exactly when everybody was going to get there, all that sort of thing. So it was going to be kind of hard to coordinate something. But we all ended up showing up pretty late. Like I think the last group of guys showed up at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock, somewhere in that area, which by Atlanta standards is not that late. By Corey and Josh standards is real fucking late.
Yeah, that's bedtime.
Not for Robert.
No, Robert is powerful at that time. But we went to the Claremont Lounge, which is the oldest strip club in Atlanta.
And they have several of the original strippers.
They are frequented by celebrities pretty often, apparently, like Bill Murray, and one of my friends ran into Kirsten Dunst there one time. And
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman was there
all kinds of stuff.
at some point.
Not
Not while we were there.
Not while we were there, correct. That would have been.
Rob got the look like Morgan Freeman was there.
We can't say
You didn't
that.
tell me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
No,
How did I get cartoon titties and not Morgan Freeman giving me a lap dance? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
So the way this place came into being was, well, not the way it came into being. The reason we went to this place, we had originally, when Corey laid out the itinerary, he had said we're going to the Cheetah Club on Saturday night, which is one of the high-end strip clubs in Atlanta. You got to wear a collared shirt, strict dress code, all the hottest
No
bitches.
sweatpants.
Yeah.
I had it earmarked.
Yeah.
The more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't really want to do that.
So a concert popped up that we went to instead, and then the plan was, hey, since we're not going on Saturday night, we got something going Saturday night and Sunday night. We're just not going to do a strip club. But then as we were leaving on Friday, I was talking to a coworker, and he had been to the Claremont Lounge, and he said, you guys are going to go to the Claremont Lounge, right? And I was like, what's that? Because I'd never heard of it. So he described it to me, and the way he described it is he almost made it sound like a sideshow at a circus. Like he was saying, like some of the strippers, they'll just like, while they're dancing, they'll catch their titties on fire, and you got like all this wild shit going on, and there's celebrities there all the time, and if you even get your cell phone out, they're gonna like confiscate it and kick you out because there's so many cool people there, and you can't have pictures of anything because nobody can know that anybody was there. You just made it sound like this super cool, super chic, awesome place to be. So we get there, and it's in the basement of a like motor hotel.
Yeah, the Claremont Motor Hotel. Correct. Yeah.
And we get in there, and it's an interesting place. There's this Amazon lady. She was about Rob's height, roughly. She was about 6'4", maybe.
She was
Maybe
pretty
not
tall.
quite
I don't
that
know if
tall.
she was quite 6'4". She was probably like 6'2" or
But
something.
she had like shaved sides of her head, and then like almost like a mohawk long hair part in the middle. It's kind of weird.
So, yeah, something like that.
And she's just really tall and dancing a lot.
And thick.
I mean, she was probably most attractive person there, right? Among all
Probably.
of the strippers. But most of the strippers were like 40 plus
Yep.
in terms of age. And they did not.
Also in terms of kilograms.
Yeah. True. What? I don't know what the conversion. I think that's like 120 pounds.
Yeah, that's like perfect. What are you talking about? That's what?
I think that's like actually dead on like 100 pounds.
I don't know the metric system.
It's like 2.25 to a kilogram.
Yeah, I think it's
So
like
it's
100
like
pounds.
It's like 90 or 100 pounds. Yeah.
It's 88.18.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, all of them
Never
were,
mind.
4'6".
What's the next thing above a kilogram?
What? Like,
A megagram.
yeah,
How many? What if it was 40 stone?
that's a
That's
lot.
a lot. Yeah. That's like a lot.
That's
That's
500.
560
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
What's the in between?
What are you talking about, man?
What's in between kilograms and stones?
Just use more kilograms.
But you said 40. I'm trying to figure out something that could be 40
Just be
and
like,
make them like 250 pounds.
40 times 3 kilograms. I don't know, man. This isn't my thing.
What are you talking about? Math is absolutely your thing.
I
Anyways,
feel quite embarrassed now.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry to our British listeners.
Anyway,
Yeah, they're drinking their tea over there like, oh, you've insulted us.
Well, you guys should be drinking Miller Lite anyway. We threw all that shit in the Boston River.
but
They don't have Miller Lite.
the big one was definitely the best one there, without a question, I'd say. She and I shared a moment while she was on stage while My Chemical Romance was playing over the speakers. We pointed at each other and screamed, "I'm not okay." It was good.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, funny story about her as well. Like, every stripper in there was wearing heels, right? Because that's like the stripper thing. She could not. She was wearing like Converse flat shoes because she was so tall.
Converse?
Yeah, her Vans or something. I don't fucking
How do
know.
you get those on and off quickly? You talking about like the high top Chuck Taylor?
No, like the
No.
low tops.
No.
Oh, okay.
She was wearing flat shoes. That's the point,
I got it.
not the brand.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that, but now that you bring that up, I do remember that, and I did like that. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So at every strip club that I've ever been at, which admittedly we've talked about before, is not very many, there's always like that one guy there that's just kind of like the creepy guy.
Yeah, that's literally every strip club.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was there.
Yeah, and he was right next
Yeah,
to
he was
us.
sitting at the table right next to us.
And he also liked the big one.
Yeah. He must have gotten 11 lap dances from her.
That
like-
is
he-
that is guessing on the low end, my
Well,
friend.
no, he was getting lap dances all night, like every song. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got like a lot from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had definitely monopolized her time.
Mm-hmm. There was an interesting part of the evening when a couple police officers came in and they took like all the girls to the back room, and then a few minutes later they came back out. Don't know what was going on there. Maybe checking IDs.
I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. I was talking to the bouncer man, and he was like, "No, I don't know. Leave me alone. I'm trying to do my job."
Me and the bouncer man were having a good time as well because he was also a Falcons fan.
Yeah.
So he and I were just chatting about football while Naked Bitches was dancing around.
He kind of looked like he might have played for the Falcons at some point. He was,
He's a
I
big guy.
didn't recognize him, but yes, he probably could have.
yeah, he was in pretty good shape.
He was a hopeful.
Yep. Yep.
Probably could have made this year's team.
Yeah, especially in the secondary.
Yeah, fucking A. Help wanted.
He had a pulse. But anyway, the strip club was fine. I think I contributed pretty heavily to Corey's number of lap dances.
It was there were many.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were
Like-
$20 a piece.
As soon as we walked in, he's like, "Yep, he wants lap dance right here. This one." Like, "Oh, okay, here we go. All right."
Yeah, we got you all torpedo titty.
Oh yeah,
that
I
was
forgot
that
about
was
one.
that was lap dance 2.
Oh, what was number
No,
one?
you weren't there for lap dance number 1 because
Yeah.
you guys
Oh.
got lost in the actual motel.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
the chick that like changed outfits like 8 times.
Is that the?
She ended up as the old lady with the walker.
Oh, okay. I
What
see.
a weird comment out of context.
Yeah.
It's not really that out of context though. It's still weird.
But yeah, she was the first one, and she was fine. But that was also like the shortest lap dance I've ever received. That was like a minute and 12 seconds.
That sucks.
Yeah. But then old Robert here brought cartoon titties over.
That was funny.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
me and Josh looked at each other and we were like,
Yeah,
who
that
do
one.
we need?
That one.
And Yeah, she was like 5'3" with like fucking 48 double G titties coming out.
Just in fake. My God, they were fake.
No, they were stuffed in.
And she had me pull the chair over in front of a mirror to where she could just stare at herself the entire time.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It was so weird.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed that immediately.
I just like kept staring at her face, and she was just eyes locked onto her own eyes. Eventually, she like picked up her boobs and was like, motorboat 'em, and just smacked my face around with her fucking silicone lumps that were on her chest.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, she could kill a man with those.
She really could. Those are lethal weapons.
There was one point when they have like this dance floor, and it's not a dance floor for the strippers. It's a dance floor for the patrons of the establishment where they can go dance, which is not something you commonly see at a strip club, I don't think. And Jimmy was like, hey, man, you want to go dance? And I don't think he was like propositioning me to dance with him. I think he just didn't want to go alone. So
Yeah, he just wanted to dance and was trying to get other people involved. Yeah.
So I went with him, and we're like up on this elevated platform area, and Jimmy just goes into like rave Jimmy mode where like his arms just go up and he's just moving and vibing with the music, and it's just not a thing that I do. So I just kind of like slowly backed away,
Just dancing like a goth kid in South Park.
and then I just left. And then Jimmy was there all by himself.
I went up and had to save Jimmy at some point. There was there's some dancing from me going on around in the vicinity of Jimmy, and then we went back to the group, and then Jimmy and I started doing some drinking, and we were just having a great time talking to all the patrons of the bar. I was walking up to people like, hey, it's a nice jacket, stuff like that. It was weird.
Were you guys there for the best dance of the night? I don't remember.
Which one was that?
That was the chick that was dressed up like Woody from Toy Story.
No, I missed that one.
Boy, how did you miss a show?
No, I was either at the bar or eventually at one point, me and Jimmy met some people, and they were like, hey, there's a nightclub across the street. You guys want to go? And so we went over there, and
Yeah, that was late in the evening though.
yeah, I don't remember the Woody thing. I was
Okay,
probably
anyway,
up at the bar drinking.
Now that I think about it, she was the best one there without question. But she was yeah, buddy.
I know the one you're talking about.
Sure do. But she was very fit and just like the darkest skin tone. So like it almost kind of like disappeared.
Oh, I do remember Woody now. I know
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
She was one really good dancer. Did a great job. But then
She was
two,
super nice.
she did a trick.
Oh, she did do a trick.
Yeah, I remember that.
Explain the
So-
trick, Corey.
So while she's dancing and stuff, she eventually like curls up into a ball on the ground and takes a $20 bill out of her G-string and places it right over her perineum, if you will, the little spot between your genitals and your butthole. And then she just blew the $20 bill up in the air. I don't know which hole it came out of.
Lord knows. But she did it like a couple times.
And she did it on demand like 4 or 5 times. My goodness.
I've never seen Corey so happy.
I was like, well, what are you doing there?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure if he was more just giggly or more aroused. It was unclear.
I was amazed.
Yeah. It really was a sight to behold. I've never seen anything like that before.
It was weird.
It like levitated. Like she held it for a
Yeah,
minute.
it almost like, it was like one of those,
Just
Yeah, basically.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just like an up and down. It hovered for a couple seconds.
Yeah, it was fluttering.
that was wild, man. I don't know if it's a fart or a queef, but whichever one.
She's
man.
got some control over that either way.
She does some strong kegels.
I actually completely forgot about that. And that's
That's the most memorable moment of the evening. What are you talking about?
No, now that you mention it, yeah. That caused the place to live up to its name.
It really did. Otherwise, it was just a shitty strip club.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, that was a good time. It was fun.
So, Rob, you briefly touched on you and Jimmy went across the street to the nightclub with the strangers that you met.
Yeah.
You didn't really tell any of us, at least as far as I know, that you were going anywhere. So I was with Corey's brother Cameron, and apparently he saw you guys walk out. Or I guess maybe he had been outside smoking or vaping or whatever.
I think he saw us at the door. Yeah.
And he saw you guys like walk up the stairs with strangers, and he came back in. He's like, "Yep, Rob and Jimmy are gone."
He also described you walking up the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, you were apparently struggling to get up the stairs.
And apparently it was like watching Johnny Depp try and get off the Ferris or the carousel. Circus.
I don't think it was that
From Fear and
bad.
Loathing in Las Vegas, just, we gotta get out of here.
I don't think it was that bad. I was doing some drinking that night for sure, and I was very out of drinking shape at that point. So I mean that does check out. But yeah, no, it was a good time.
So they left, and then the rest of us decided we were like done for the evening. We were going to go home. So we were trying to decide if we were going to like try to find them and get them back. And we were like, nah, they're adults. They'll figure it out. So I was rooming at the hotel with Rob and Jimmy, and we got home or to the hotel, and I got to the room. I laid down to go to sleep after I did my nightly stuff. One of the things that I did was I charged to the room, which was on Corey's credit card, some snacks. So I ended up with a couple Monster Energy drinks and maybe a Pop-Tart and some other stuff. Anyway, got up to the room, ate my snacks, brushed my teeth, pissed, went to bed. And then probably around 3:30 a.m., if I were guessing, I hear Rob and Jimmy loudly come in, and the door slams, and they're giggling like, we shouldn't be doing this. We're so naughty. And
So the club closed at 3, and we were there until it closed, and we expeditiously left, got an Uber, got back to the hotel, and I was incapable of being quiet, and Jimmy was really trying to reel me in. So thanks for that, buddy. But no, it did not go to plan.
yeah, so I heard you guys come in, and I was awake, but I was trying to pretend to be asleep because I did not want to talk to you because I wanted to go back to sleep. But while you were doing whatever you were doing, so the room layout was there were 2 queen beds, and then there was a pull-out couch. So Jimmy was on the pull-out couch. Rob was in one of the queen beds. I was in the other. So I'm in my bed asleep, or pretending to be asleep, I guess. And Rob is like trying to change clothes, and he's trying to take his shoe off, and he loses his balance, and he falls down right on fucking top of me.
I'm sorry.
And then starts cackling incessantly and telling Jimmy that he just fell on top of me as if I don't know what's going on.
I stumbled.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough.
Oh, man. So you skipped a whole part of that story.
What did I forget?
Because after the lounge, we wanted to go to the Waffle House.
Oh, fuck yeah. I forgot about that.
So in Atlanta,
yeah.
Atlanta is like Waffle House capital of the world, right? So there's Waffle Houses all over the place. And where we're staying, which was on Ted Turner Parkway or Drive or whatever they call it now, it used to be Spring Street. We're staying on the corner of Spring Street and Lucky Street, right by the Tabernacle. And there's like a stone's throw away from the hotel. There's a Waffle House on the corner of Congressional, and or not Congressional, Centennial, but across the street from the Olympic Park. But they're on a 2-hour wait at a Waffle House at like 3 a.m.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, and there's they're not letting people into the restaurant to wait. There's a police officer stationed at the door, guarding it.
Yeah, it's like serious. Because Atlanta, in all intents and purposes, is not a safe city, really.
Yeah, crime rates are now worse in Atlanta than they are in Chicago.
Wow,
That's wild, huh?
it is wild.
Yeah, I'll touch more on that on day 3 of our adventure.
But so I'm like, hey, there's one not super far away. We can walk around Centennial, and there's one right past the College Football Hall of Fame. We can try that one.
So it's like 0.3 miles away as the crow flies. But walking around the park, it's like 1.3 miles away.
Yeah. So like if we could cut across the park, it's no problem. But at night they close the park, like completely locked down. Cannot get in unless you jump the fence and break the law.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Which, if we were in shape, probably would have jumped the fence and just risked it. But Josh and I, certainly in no condition to be jumping fences.
True.
Big
So
boys.
we walk around. We go all the way down. We get to the Waffle House. There's nobody seated inside. I'm like, perfect. This is great. We walk up. Cops like, to go only. Like, fuck, really?
And they're only letting like 2 people in
Yeah.
at a time to place their to-go orders. So while we're standing out there waiting, this PA speaker comes on, like that plays out in the courtyard that says, "Attention, Waffle House patrons. Everything you do is being recorded, both video and audio. Take caution."
Yeah, like Waffle House becomes a police state at a certain point in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it probably needs to.
So when all the Black Lives Matter protests were happening and stuff, like they went in and they smashed up the College Football Hall of Fame and they did all that. They smashed up the Chick-fil-A right next to the College Football Hall of Fame. There was a gathering of people outside the Waffle House like, leave this alone. Waffle House is sacred.
Yeah.
It's important.
It was
And
wild.
so one of the people that was in the bachelor party had to pee, and I also had to pee real bad. Both of us. We were both exclaiming how we had to do that. So he like went up to the police officer and convinced him to let him go in and use the bathroom. And when he came back out, I wanted to go in and pee, and the guy's like, "No, you're not coming in here." So we decided not to wait to order the food. We were going to walk back to the hotel. So we're walking back toward the hotel, no food. So now we're hungry, still got to pee really bad. And I find this area, so we have to walk past a parking garage, and I find this area that's kind of secluded. It's behind some bushes and trees and stuff like that. It looks like the perfect place to go pee. And I'm walking over that way, kind of veering away from the party, starting to unzip my pants. And then this car rolls out of the garage, and it's a police car. And at this point, I'm very drunk, and my dick's halfway out of my pants, about to pee. So I zip it back up real quick and run back to the party. Dodged a bullet there. But we walked by probably 4 or 5 homeless people. I'm sure they pee somewhere. So it probably would have been fine, but I didn't want to get arrested. So day 2 of the bachelor party weekend, I wake up at my normal time, 5:45 a.m. No alarm, just my body wakes me up. I get up, go to the bathroom. It's difficult to get there because the way the like pull-out couch comes out, there's about a 1 or 2 inch gap between the couch and the wall, and so I had to like climb on Jimmy's bed to get over there.
Yeah, I had a similar experience when Robert, Kat, myself, Jimmy, and Jimmy's girlfriend all went to go see Dead Mouse in Atlanta, and they were sleeping on the pull-out couch, and I had to climb over the bed to get to the bathroom, so I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So went to the bathroom, came back, went back to sleep, but wasn't really able to get like asleep. So we got the day started, went to find a bar to watch college football at.
Which we Ubered over to Buckhead because that is where the evening festivities were going to occur.
So the first bar that we found was a pretty cool place, and we got a pretty nice table outside. And when we got there, the weather was perfect. The sun was in the right part of the sky, had a good view of the TV. The beer was hitting. But then the sun kind of repositioned itself where everybody that was on the outside part of the table was not in a good spot. So we decided to move on to another bar.
They were getting cooked.
Yep. And
Also, the food was fucking terrible.
yeah, the food was really bad. Like, especially that appetizer. What did Jimmy order?
He had like pretzel bites with queso or something, and they were like wet.
Yeah, they were like...
They were like
And it
wet
was-
and unseasoned.
Right, and it wasn't like buttery wet. It was like just straight vegetable oil.
Yeah, straight vegetable, tasteless vegetable oil. It was just gross, and it was so oily and wet.
You couldn't put cheese on
You
it.
couldn't put cheese on it. Like, it wouldn't stick to it. So you had to like spoon the cheese and then get the pretzel bite and put it on top. And then when you got it in your mouth, it was unpleasant. Like, the cheese was gross and the pretzel bite was fucking not, like, it was just no flavor. It was bad.
Yep. Anyway, so we left that place, and we had a plan for where we were all going to go, but Jimmy, Rob, and I diverted from the plan while the rest of everybody went toward the bar. and we found this like home theater store and pretended to be rich people who were going to buy these very expensive systems, and we had them show us all their stuff. And we did that at this place, and then we left that place, and then along the way we found a second place that was the exact same type of shop, and we did it again.
We got so distracted along the way.
So
You guys were gone for like fucking 4.5 hours.
no,
Yeah.
No. We were gone
It
for
was
maybe 2.
an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 tops.
It felt like an eternity.
Well,
Sorry.
we missed you too. So anyway, we didn't buy any of the speakers they were trying to sell us. Some of them sounded really good though. Shout out Evolution Home Theater, Atlanta.
First place was better.
No, not the sound.
Sound wise, second place was better.
I'm not talking about the layout of the shop. I'm talking about
I
the
thought-
speakers.
I thought you were talking about the experience.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, just the speakers. So we ended up at Twin Peaks, and we got to watch the Tennessee-Alabama game, which was awesome. It was
Yeah,
one of
it
the
was-
best one of the best college football games I maybe have ever seen.
I think so too.
Yeah,
It
I'd
was
say
great.
so.
It was just back and forth, offensive battle, just two juggernauts just slugging it out. It came down to the final play. Really, really cool game. And the fact that it wasn't over yet when doors opened for our concert meant that we were
Gonna miss some of the
going to
concert.
miss some of the openers, but it was such a good game that we definitely were okay with that.
I also didn't care at all about missing Chemist.
Yeah. Yeah, we were going to a Trivium show, and I frankly didn't care about anything we were going to miss there. I wanted to watch college football.
Sure. And I knew that a lot of the people that were in the group really didn't care that much. And I've seen Whitechapel a few times. They're from our area, so they play shows pretty frequently.
Yeah. I've never been a huge fan of Whitechapel, but I mean, it was cool to see the last like song or two that they had.
Yeah, like we walked in towards the end of their set.
Yeah.
Then there was Between the Buried and Me.
which was fantastic.
They were great. I could tell that a lot of the people in our party did not like them, but that's fine.
Yeah. No, Josh looked over at me and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
He sounds like there's a demon, and then they got like circus music playing. Like, what the fuck? There's a jazz bridge.
Yeah, I leaned over and I was like, "That was the first song." It was like 12 minutes long.
Yeah, they play 5 songs. They play like a full 45 minutes.
It was great.
And then Trivium came out, and they're great live. Man, they've really nailed their live show in their time together for sure.
Oh yeah, especially Alex has only been with the band since 2017 or something, so their drummer's pretty new. But I think the rest of the guys are either original or close to it, and
Yeah, but I mean, Matt Heffy is the reason you go, and
oh, for sure.
he is bald and looks like a demon now, and
Yeah, no, he's got a shaved head. He's got like the full Bezos look to him, and I was not expecting that. I didn't realize that, and it was pretty incredible. He's got a tremendous stage presence. It's really cool.
yeah, no, I mean the whole band does really. They were great.
So I know we already kind of talked about the concert, but at the end of the Tennessee-Alabama game, we were in Twin Peaks, and there were these Alabama fans sitting directly behind me, like within touching distance if they wanted to, because we were kind of at this high top right around the bar. And then all the way across the bar on the other side of the bar, a long way away, there were 2 people wearing Tennessee clothes, but there were way more like obvious Alabama fans in the bar than there were obvious Tennessee fans. But when that final kick went through, I decided that I wanted to try to outwardly support the Tennessee fans across the bar, and I felt like I would get support back from them if I started. So at basically the top of my lungs, I started singing Rocky Top, and nobody sang with me at all, including none of the people at my party, and that was very hurtful.
Yeah,
No, I told you were like, if I start this, will you join me? And I'm like, I don't even know the words, man. I don't fucking figure it out. So you were trying to enlist outside help, and I could not help. Jimmy was doing it with you. He was too.
He may have been mouthing the words. He was not singing.
I could hear him.
yeah,
It was a good time though.
more or less. The concert was great though. Tell you what,
Glad you enjoyed it.
you didn't.
I didn't not enjoy it, but it's not my type of thing.
Fair. You didn't like Trivium.
They were fine.
I figured that no one was gonna like anything else at the show, but I thought everyone was gonna like Trivium because they're basically Metallica.
I really don't like Metallica.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, so on the way over, Josh was like, "Hey, what's this? Like, is this band like anything?" I was like, "Yeah, they're kind of inspired by Metallica, pretty heavily, especially in their couple first albums." And he was like, "I fucking hate Metallica." Like, well, you're probably not going to enjoy this, bud.
Yeah, you were gonna hate that then. Set you up for failure right away. You guys bolted like immediately after the show.
Well, no, you're talking about me and Rob and Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we thought everybody was getting an Uber at the same time, and we wanted to try to beat the surge pricing. So we ordered our Uber quickly, but we thought you guys were doing the same thing. And then our Uber pickup place was across the street. So we went to go get picked up, and we thought that you guys were getting picked up at the same time, which, by the way, that Uber sucked.
Yeah, that was so fun. That's what I'm laughing about over here. I'm trying to hold it together.
But I guess you guys like went to order your Uber and decided, fuck this.
Yeah, we said fuck that. Surge pricing sucks. It was like $65.
Yeah, ours was like $28 because we beat the rush.
Oh yeah, no, we did not. We decided to go to this other bar called Elbow Room, and it was great.
Yeah, we thought you guys were coming right behind us, and we were gonna find something to do back at the hotel. So we get back and haven't heard anything from any of you guys.
And so we get in this Uber, and it's this guy that's like Jimmy's age, and he maybe a little bit younger, and he was having a good time. He's listening to this music that is very obviously like Jimmy Core music, and
Jimmy Core.
Jimmy Core, I love that.
And they're going back and forth about this. And did you know that this guy was this guy's roommate? Oh my god, that makes so much sense. You can tell in their music they're inspired by each other. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And they're just going back and forth. And this dude is one like kind of flying up and down the street, weaving in and out of traffic. He's like cutting people off to get on the highway and stuff like that. And at one point on the way back, he comes to a fairly abrupt stop at a stoplight. And as he comes to the stop, his fucking rear view mirror flies off. Like just completely comes down and like hits Josh. And he has to like pick it up and put it back in place.
I didn't know that came off.
So this is a rental.
For me to get into the car, he had to push a bunch of shit off of the front seat into the floorboard, which was already full of shit. So my feet are like up where my knees are like basically in my face, and there's not really any room anyway. I'm pretty tall, right? And the sun visor thing is broken in such a way that it's just like down and it won't go up. And so like it's angled where it's like hitting me in my forehead. And so the whole ride, I'm like using one hand to hold my two knees to keep them from like pushing against the dashboard. And I'm using my other hand to hold this visor off of me and like moving back and forth as he slams on his brakes and, like Rob said, swerves in and out of traffic. And the whole time, he and Jimmy, like, I don't know how it happened, but Jimmy got in the car and the guy said something to Jimmy and Jimmy said something back. And they were immediately talking like they had known each other their entire fucking life.
Did we just become best friends? Yup.
They were they were talking about the backstory of this house music artist that like was roommates with this other guy and never heard of any of these people before in my life. And they're just now all of a sudden they're both talking about how they make music. They're talking about what software to use and how to crack that software. Shout out FBI. And it was wild. And we got to the hotel and I was so glad to get out of that car.
Yeah, you were obviously scared straight.
I was not scared. I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Either way, I don't even know if we got food. Oh, we didn't get food because I was going to order food and I was looking everywhere. I was like determined to get pizza. I was wanting pizza and I could not find a way to get pizza. And then Corey texts me and he's like, we're at this place and they serve pizza. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. Thank God. So I like text Corey. I'm like, yo, dude, can you please get me just a cheese pizza is fine. Just, I'm so hungry and I need some help. And this is at like 12:30. He's like, no problem. And it gets to be like 1:30 and then like 2 o'clock and like 2:15 or so. And I'm like, I think Corey forgot about my fucking pizza. And all of a sudden, unprompted, you just hear loud knocking at the door. I'm like, oh, shit. So I had to stumble over, grab the pizza. And Josh was asleep, very clearly. And
Why was that so clear, Rob?
well, you passed out immediately when we got back up to the room, and you were loud and just snoring your ass off over there. And it got to a point where me and Jimmy were like trying to hold back laughter because of how loud you were. And also you were like, you had stopped breathing a couple times, which by the way, you should actually get that sleep test that we were talking about. But you'd like kind of stopped breathing for a little bit, and then you would mumble in your sleep. And hold on. I have to find the text. Because me and Jimmy were texting back and forth at this point, trying to talk, but we couldn't. But we went back and forth talking about how fucking loud you were. And man, there was something that you said in your sleep that was so fucking funny. I found it. So at one point I say, this motherfucker, boy needs to see Sleep Man. I'm talking about the sleep doctor. He says, yeah, no wonder he wakes up at 5 a.m. every morning. And then I said, yeah. And then, and there's a bunch of dots back and forth because you had completely stopped breathing for like an extended period of time. And then you just hear loud ass snore, mumbles, and then back to sleep. And I said, he just like mumbled and turned around a couple times. And he said, you gay, like in your sleep. And then you just went back to snoring. But, and then you kept shitting yourself in the bed. Forgot about that. So, anyways, long story short, Josh is very funny when he sleeps.
For clarification purposes, I did not actually shit myself. I just had loud farts.
I'm not so sure.
Did you check my diaper?
Not that time.
Well, while they were doing that, me and my crew, we went to this place called Elbow Room in Atlanta in Buckhead. And it's like a sports bar kind of thing. They serve pizza, as Rob has already said. But we get there, and this like really high-strung waitress, pretty sure she was on the cocaina, was like, "Hey, you guys need a table or something?" We're like, "Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, let's see what we got. We might have something outside." Like, nah, I don't really want to sit outside. Okay, well, I guess just like wait here, and something will open up, and you guys just take it, and we'll go from there. Like, okay, cool. And like as she walked off, like this big group of people in the corner got up and left. So we went and like claimed the table. She comes over and she's cleaning it off, and she's just like throwing the towels at us to have us help wipe it down and stuff. So we did that. And then this super drunk Mexican guy comes over and sits down with us. And it's just like, "Sup, guys? What y'all doing?" We're like, "Sitting here, man. Sup?" "Nothing, bro." "Okay."
Oh, I remember you telling me about this afterwards.
And then he was like trying to get me to go hit on these girls and stuff. I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm good. Literally getting married next week, but thanks anyway." Like, "Oh shit, for real, bro? Oh man, that's awesome. You should definitely go hit on that chick then, man. You got weed left of freedom." Like, no, man, I'm good. And then my brother walks in, and my brother is he's a very aggro person in general, but especially when there's strangers involved, because he doesn't really give a damn what anyone thinks about him. So he like looks at this guy, and he's like, "Fuck are you?" He goes, "Fuck are you, man?" And my brother just goes, "I'm the motherfucker that's supposed to be here. Who the fuck are you?" And I'm about like, "Man, don't beat the shit out of this guy. I'm just trying to have a good night." They eventually de-escalate the situation. He eventually starts getting more and more aggro again. He starts talking about his HVAC business. It was a weird time.
So did he just hang out with you guys the whole night?
Not the whole night. One of his friends, who was a very nice fella, came over and was like, "Hey, buddy." Or he actually walked up and goes, "Hey, Dangle Dick, you ready to go?"
Wow, that's fantastic.
And then he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm just hanging out with these guys." He goes, "Well, I think they're just trying to have a good night, man. So how about we get the fuck out of here, huh?" And they eventually like get up and leave, and he wishes me well and all that kind of stuff. But we ended up drinking a bunch there. Our Uber experience on the way back, very different than yours. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We got a guy like in a really nice, I think it was a van of some kind. But he started talking about like business conspiracy theory and stuff. It was wild.
All right.
All of my Uber experiences the whole weekend were fantastic, except when I was with you and Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean the Uber from that bar to the concert was in a Tesla. It was like a Model S. It's Model 3.
The first Uber that they got when we were going to the Claremont, like their guy pulled up and it's like a Kia Sportage that had like the bumper duct taped on and stuff. Ours was like a brand new Kia van. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then when we were going to Buckhead, we got picked up in this Chevy Suburban, but it was like a brand new Chevy Suburban, had like 1,000 miles on it. And it was this guy who was starting his own private like concierge limousine company.
Yeah, like his own chauffeur service.
And this was one of his fleet vehicles that had just gotten in. He just happened to be on his way home, and he just checked to see if anybody needed a ride that was going in that direction, and we did. So that was cool. He was a cool dude.
He smelled great.
That's a weird thing to say, but
Wow.
He did.
I mean, you notice that kind of thing.
You do.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the vehicle smelled great. I don't know that I detected that his scent.
Oh, no, it was
in particular.
It was him.
Okay.
He knows because he kind of nuzzled up to his neck just to check.
Just a little bit.
So Sunday was the main event, and we went to see the Atlanta Falcons play the San Francisco 49ers. Fuck you, Gnome. You 49er.
Whoa. That was aggressive.
Just keep that in, but bleep it. All right. So anyways,
So going to an Atlanta Falcons home game is a real awkward experience for any like hardcore fan, because the visiting team always has just an incredible fan presence, because
they show up in numbers. Yeah.
Atlanta is a hub city for multiple airlines, so it's very easy for basically everywhere to get in and out of. So the 49ers had basically taken over the stadium, and they were very loud and very cocky, and fuck those people.
Yeah. At one point, you did yell at like a 22-year-old, very small blonde girl and told her to sit down.
No, he didn't say sit down. He said sit the fuck down. And pointed at her menacingly. He said, sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
I don't think I was quite that aggressive. I'm pretty sure I just said, sit down.
No, you definitely said the fuck.
I can't remember either way, but I remember the aggression behind it.
It was certainly aggressive, but I carry myself with a certain resolve at professional sporting events.
Okay. Maybe I've built it up in my head to be something different than
I think
it actually
I think
was.
you did. But your brother, Luke, who's been on the show, he joined us for this, and he decided that day that he was going to become an Atlanta Falcons fan.
No.
And yeah.
No, he had decided, he texted you whenever he was moving to Atlanta. He said, I'm committing to Atlanta Pro Sports Teams, which means I'm going to be a Falcons fan.
No,
and a Braves fan.
I found out that day.
Yeah, he showed up in a Braves jersey.
He messaged you about it.
Not when he moved. He messaged me about it that day. He said, by the way, I'm committing to all the Atlanta sports teams, blah, 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 blah. I said, that's great. But man, what a game to go to for his first Falcons game.
Yeah.
To go to that one.
No doubt. That was
buddy,
a great game.
we fucking dismantled them. It was awesome.
Yep. On the way over to the game, to the stadium, I was walking near the multitudes of 49er fans that you were talking about. And they were all talking about how they hoped that Bosa wouldn't play because they wanted him to be healthy for Kansas City. They didn't need him against Atlanta, and just all this stuff about how this is just like a throwaway game, that the real challenge is coming up against the Chiefs, and got that ass beat.
Yeah.
Atlanta's actually looking pretty good.
Number one in the
surprisingly.
division.
First place in the division. It's the worst division, but it's still first place in the division.
Yeah, it is the shitter division.
And if they stay first place in the division, you know what that means?
We're going to the playoffs, baby.
Playoffs, baby.
And we're hosting a playoff game, baby.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And you know what Corey's going to?
The
An
playoff
NFL
game?
playoff game, baby.
Nice.
So the game was a tremendous amount of fun.
I drank so many Miller Lights.
Yep. The stadium, Miller Lite is very well represented within that stadium. There are multiple bars that are Miller Lite specific bars, and they've got this cool like painted on logos on the brick and all kinds of stuff like that. Really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It's a beautiful stadium, period.
It is.
And
I want to go see a United game there because that's apparently lit.
It's very, very fan centered as well because it's just like the food and the amenities are very cheap. Like I think I got chicken strips and fries and it was like $7.
Yeah, when the stadium was first opening up, Arthur Blank, who's the owner of the Atlanta Falcons and Atlanta United in the stadium, but he wanted a family of 4 to be able to go to the game and eat, not get into the game. Mind you, tickets are still very expensive, but to eat for like less than $30.
Yeah, mission accomplished. You did great.
Yeah.
The other thing that really stands out to me about the stadium, and I think this is true of most pro stadiums, especially newer ones, is the area where you get the concessions and the food and go to the bathroom and stuff like that is large enough to where people can kind of stretch out and you can be out there and eat. And there's enough TVs everywhere where you don't have to miss any of the game, and you don't have everybody on top of one another, so it didn't feel overly crowded. Like there's plenty of room to stretch out and enjoy yourself. So
Yeah, that's great.
it was very cool. And then after the game, we had another concert, so we went to see Meshuggah.
Yeah. Meshuggah and
In Flames.
In Flames.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, that's Meshuggah is still just going to be one of those bands that, like, if they're even remotely close, I'm just going to go see them. They're just really, really good live, and
So technical. Their light show's so good too.
yeah, it was crazy.
For Future Breed Machine, that shit was dope.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't super happy with the set list this time. I think it was good. I don't know. It was fine.
There was no Clockworks. I was mad about that.
No Clockworks, no bleed,
No bleed.
notably.
Yeah. Which I'm sure they were finally like, so you want to play Bleed again? And Thomas was like,
No.
please no.
No, my feet can do it.
He is on record being like, I wish we did not have to play Bleed every night. But the people, they like it. So
I mean,
when they come, I play, I suppose.
it almost didn't make the record. Like, he had to like make sure that he could play it live in order for it to make the record.
That was nuts.
But man, what a crazy light show. Josh left after like song 2. Hey Josh, why did you leave that show, by the way?
I didn't leave.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You went back to the hotel.
No, I didn't. I was there at the end of the show.
No, you weren't.
No.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
You had some gummies.
Yeah. Jimmy and Rob basically force-fed them to me.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
All right. That's fine.
Things got weird.
Yeah.
Now that you're saying this, I do remember. We had general admission tickets, so we did not have seats. And we were inside the general admission area when said gummies attacked me, which is a really good way to say it because that's what happened. And suddenly I did not feel like I could stand under my own power for an extended period of time. So I found a pole that was supporting the balcony and leaned against it for quite some time.
Me and Jimmy were just saying hug the pole. It's the safety pole, and Josh did that. And
I did.
Man,
It kept me upright.
you were not looking good.
Yep. So you're right. The nice thing about this was it was at the Tabernacle, which was like a block from our hotel. So I didn't have to worry about like getting an Uber or anything like that. I literally just like left and walked a block and a half. This guy tried to get me to donate to something. I didn't.
So before you left, you looked back at us like halfway through In Flames and you were like, I don't think I'm going to make it. And I'm like, dude, you got to stay. Like, just stay for like 2 or 3 songs from Meshuggah. Then you can go. But you got to see Meshuggah live. It's very important.
Right, which I did do. I think.
Kind of.
I was there for
And they're
there for
awesome.
Meshuggah.
You stayed through Rational Gaze, which I think was like their second or third song.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Rational Gaze was their third song. He left like literally as soon as their first song was over. And I told him about the lights, and I was like, hey man, just a heads up, it's gonna be like super flashy and bright in here in a minute, so be prepared for that. And you were like, is it gonna be a problem? And I was like, I'm not sure, but I just want you to be prepared. And then the second song starts, and the first song the lights were like kind of, you know, looming, but they weren't flashy. The second song starts and it's like and it's immediate flash. And Josh looks back at me and just goes, no. Leaves immediately.
It was great. That was a great concert. That was a great weekend, honestly.
It was.
Then we followed up with another banger of a weekend.
What happened the next weekend?
That was my wedding.
Whoa, hold on. The bachelor party weekend is not over yet.
Huh?
What else happened?
You guys weren't around for this one, but me and Jimmy went on an adventure.
Oh, no. We weren't around for that.
Yeah, I know. So I was real hungry after Meshuggah, like really hungry. And Jimmy was like, we're going to go get food. We got to find a place.
Oh, yeah. You guys got cookies, didn't you?
We did get cookies, yeah. So we found, the plan was to just do cookies and just figure it out. But we went to Insomnia Cookies. And Jimmy, while driving there, was like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if I like drove us to the hood? And I was like, yeah, I guess. Haha. And I was like, surely it's going to be fine, though. And we get there, we get to Insomnia, place our order. And, you know, we're two white people that are like really white people walking into Insomnia Cookies. At, like,
One of them's a ginger.
Yeah. Well, walking into this place at, I don't know, it was probably midnight or close to it. And this guy that's working the counter is like, man, y'all ain't from around here, are you? And I'm like, no. He's like, y'all take these cookies and go right back to where you came from. All right.
Jesus.
So across the street, there was an island food truck that was inexplicably still open at midnight. So I went over and I was like, this place is probably fucking crazy good. And so these people really didn't speak a whole lot of English, and which I was very happy with. I was like, fantastic. This is going to be great. I ordered jerk chicken with plantains and some other shit. And we're hanging out there, and there's people walking back and forth while we're waiting for the food, and it is looking a little dicey. So I'm like, hey, man, as soon as we get this, we need to get back in the car, go back to the hotel. I'm going to eat at the hotel. I'm not going to eat here. So we do that, get back, and it was legitimately like the best food that I've had in Atlanta ever. Now, my food experiences in Atlanta have not been great, but holy shit, that was really, really good. And this drunk guy at the hotel was like, hey, man, I thought we were going to get food together. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? He's like, yeah, I saw you in the elevator. We're going to go get food. Where the fuck you go? I'm like, oh, sorry, man. Do you want some chicken? He's like, nah, I'm not going to eat your chicken. And then just stumbled away. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep eating this. But that was a great time. And then the next day, of course, we left and went back to where we live now.
And then we followed that up with another banger of a weekend.
Yeah, we just splice it back in.
My wedding.
That was pretty good, too.
It was great, man. It was a perfect day. It really was.
I wish your wedding had the jerk chicken, though.
So
Well, I'm sorry.
Corey and
time.
Kelsey chose a venue that has roughly 6,200 stairs, give or take.
Man, it was a lot.
It's a lot of stairs.
Be happy that we didn't want to get married by the river.
Right, because there are like 3 more levels down that we could have gone. And so I was most impressed with the wedding that everyone in the wedding party got down and then back up the stairs with no trips
issue.
and no falls.
It was great.
Yep.
During the rehearsal, I almost fell up the stairs,
Yep.
Nice.
but didn't.
And then I tried to make fun of you and imitate you,
And
and then I almost fell
Fell
as
up
well.
the stairs also.
Yeah.
Also,
it was good.
I'm pretty sure like almost tore my ACL.
Oh, geez.
I didn't do that.
Well, I'm happy that none of that happened.
Could you imagine if
IRL.
you blew your ACL like 2 days before the wedding?
That would be awful.
Jesus. You just show up on the IR for the wedding?
Next man
You
up.
have to call somebody up from the practice squad.
What does
Yeah.
questionable mean? They know.
No, I'd get the D on that one. Wait.
Would you now?
Wait.
But my ceremony was beautiful. My jacket looked amazing.
Your jacket did look great.
Thank you.
I thought that was really funny that you paired me up with literally the shortest bridesmaid.
Not going to lie. That was intentional.
I bet it was. Yeah. Over here, 6'5", having to walk with this girl that's like 5'2", maybe.
Yeah, she tiny. But Kelsey looked incredible. Her dress was great. Her makeup was great. Her hair was great. Everything was great. But when I was doing my rounds during the reception, I made sure to tell everybody, please drink as heavily as you can. I paid so much money for this bar.
It was an open bar, and me and company, some of the other patrons there, we were going at it.
Good.
Got your money's worth, buddy.
Hell to the yeah, brother. They apparently ran out of vodka, tequila, and they almost ran out of Miller Lite. So I'd say all in all, probably got my money's worth. At retail anyway. Probably not like face value. But if I were to have a cash bar, it would have paid for itself.
Yeah,
Multiple times over, I think.
I agree.
So that works out. But Josh, your speech was great. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Josh has asked me no short of like 3 or 4 times if his speech was good.
I'm very self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it.
I thought it was great too.
I like that you just went up there and just did it with no introduction. You're like, look, this is happening. Attention. Let's go.
I didn't know
Well, they were supposed
who
to.
was supposed to introduce me.
I thought that the DJ
the
was
D-
supposed to do
the DJ
thing.
sucked.
The DJ
Yeah,
was probably
very good.
he was the low light of everything, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have people properly mic'd up during the ceremony. The fucking officiator's mic didn't work, and
I think that was user error though, because my mic worked fine. I think he just didn't click it over all the way.
that's on the DJ to like do that.
He gave us instructions pregame.
Yeah, but if it doesn't matter. Anyways,
Either way,
yeah,
that wasn't the important part anyway.
We were supposed to have karaoke too, right?
Well, and we were going to, but we ran out of time.
Oh.
Like they had it set up. Like they had the TV on the table and everything. Kelsey was going to kick it off with something. I don't know.
Shania Twain, whose bed have your boots been
There you
on?
go. Yeah, she was about to kick it off there, but we ran out of time.
I see. Okay.
And Kelsey and I were talking about it, and we were like, man, if our only complaint was that we wish we had more time, I feel like it was a pretty successful evening.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Like the food was really good. The cake was phenomenal.
So
Cake
you
was good.
remember eating?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I, neither one remember eating at our wedding.
Yeah, both you and another couple came through and were like, you guys are eating, good for you. But like they had our table like set ready to go with food on it after our dance.
I've been told that we ate, but I don't remember eating
Oh, I
because
ate.
we just kept getting pulled to do all these other
I
things.
ate the whole plate, buddy.
I did not have any cake at the wedding, but I did after at your house. Do you still have cake?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have some fucking cake?
Cake farts.
No.
Jesus.
That's a good cake though.
Man, it's so good. My groom's cake, I think, was the highlight. Kelsey would say the same thing. Kelsey wanted to do something fun for our cake, and it was the first major decision that we made for our wedding day. And we made it like as
Makes
a
sense.
couple, and like we didn't argue about it at all or anything. She was just like, "What do you think for the cake?" I was like, "I feel like it has to be funfetti." And she goes, "Oh my god, I was thinking funfetti also."
Oh, that's cute.
That is cute. I love funfetti too
Yeah, you know why?
because it's fun.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
So I just want to say that for me, it was a little bit strange because you did this first look photo session, right?
Yeah.
So before the wedding, you got to see Kelsey in her dress,
Mm-hmm.
which is contrary to what I have known, which is that you don't do that until after.
Until you see them walking down the aisle. Yeah.
So I think that's part of why most brides and grooms don't remember eating and things like that because after they get married, then they have to go get all their pictures made as a couple. Like you do all the groom and groomsmen and all that stuff by themselves, bridesmaids by themselves, but all the couple and family pictures happen after, and that just takes all this time. But anyway, the photographers came in and took you guys around and did a whole bunch of pictures, and you were probably doing pictures for like an hour and a half. And for a good portion of that, you and Kelsey were outside and none of us could see you, right? So they had us putting on the boutonnieres and all this different stuff. And I remember the door opening and you coming in and you just having this look on your face like, so fucking tired of taking these pictures.
Yeah, I was.
Like you were over it.
I was. Well, because I'm like looking inside and you guys are like drinking beers and stuff. Like, fuck, I want
Which, by the way, we got chastised for, but
fuck
we
those
won't go
guys. I
into
paid
that.
them so much money. They can fuck right off.
Anyway, we did. I'm probably looking forward to you guys getting your professional photos back as much as you are, because we did some really great Miller Lite shots.
Oh yeah, we sure did.
And I can't wait to get those up on Twitter.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I liked our thrusting picture. Was our special pose that we did for each other? We just
Yeah, I love
thrusted
our,
at each other.
So when I was doing the groomsmen pictures, they were like, okay, you know, pose, like take a nice photo with each one of your groomsmen, and then you guys just do whatever you want to do. Like if there's something special for you guys, whatever. So my brother and I, we threw up like the devil horns. Robert and I thrusted at each other. Jemiah and I did like the John Wall, like flexing thing while he's doing the Dougie. I genuinely don't remember what we did, Josh.
I don't either, but I feel like we were in perfect unison and we did it at the same time.
We did, and I don't think we really discussed it either.
No.
You guys totally discussed it, and you were secret agents.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We did the James Bond pose.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Mm.
We did discuss that. Yeah.
Then Josh was asking about, I can't remember if it was you or Cameron, but one of you two were like asking about gang signs. I think it was you.
That sounds like a Josh question.
Yeah. Josh was like, should we throw up gang signs? And then he was like, hey, Jemiah, do you know any gang signs?
No, that's not what I fucking did. So, never mind.
For people that
After
weren't there.
After we're no longer on this planet and we're reading the history books and playing back the tape, it will prove my innocence here. This was not me.
You definitely didn't mean to do it.
I didn't ask Jemiah what gang signs were appropriate. I just said, should we throw up some gang signs? And you guys said, why'd you look at Jemiah when you asked that? And I was like, I didn't. I was looking at all of you because I was at the end of the groomsmen. And I was just looking in that general direction. And I said, should we throw up some gang signs? Which ones are appropriate? Bloods or Crips?
Oh, man. Good times.
All right. I won't contest further.
I'm so happy that so many people were able to come. Like, there was a bunch of people from out of state, that kind of thing, that I didn't think were going to be able to come, and they made it.
You had a shitload of people at that wedding. My God.
It was a lot of Kelsey's people, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I had a choice few people that I really wanted to come that were able to come, and I was very, very excited about that.
Me and Kat were looking at each other, and we were like, do you even know this many people? And I was like, fuck no, I don't.
Well, I mean, Kelsey invited like all of her old neighbors and stuff from Florida. Like it was basically a whole neighborhood of people. And in some cases, like their children and then like their children's brethren and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I invited a lot more people. Like I think we invited like 180 people or something like that.
God damn, man.
But whenever you end up doing a wedding at some point, whatever you invite, 30% off the top, you can pretty much plan on not coming.
All right.
I'll be part of that 30%. Motherfucker.
You just won't show up. It's like, well, yeah, you can just RSVP me as no.
No, I'd rather you just RSVP me as fuck you, buddy.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll be there. Hey, Corey, how was the 1959 Rolls Royce
For
that you left in?
For like the 14 seconds that I was in it, it was great.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, they drove me around the corner and then had us get out and get into an SUV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He didn't take you all the way to your destination?
No, sure didn't.
No, Kelsey was mad about that.
Did you know that up
Kelsey, so they told me there would be a chance, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
That sucks.
I did not know that it was going to be immediately. So yeah, I paid like a fucking lot of money for that, and Kelsey's very unhappy.
Huh.
I'd be pissed too, because
sounds like a bad Yelp review.
They charge you for like a minimum of 2 hours, right? Yeah. And you'd think, okay, if I have to pay for a minimum of 2 hours, I'm going to get 2 hours worth of use out of this. Clearly,
right. I'm sure you're on the clock though while he's parked
at least
up front.
30 minutes, right?
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Did you guys get some photos with it?
They were kind of rushed because we weren't out there early, like right when they arrived. Like we had the car arrived at 9:30 apparently, but we never went outside because we were busy socializing and all that kind of stuff still. And so we got some pictures with it, but we certainly didn't get as many as we would have wanted to, especially not for how much fucking money I paid for it.
So my wife and I also left our venue in a 1959 Rolls Royce. We had the choice between a 57 Bentley and a 59 Rolls Royce. And we had this whole photo shoot in front of the theater with it. And then
I've seen the pictures. They're great.
He drove us all the way from there to the hotel we were staying at that night.
Yeah.
And then dropped us off in the little vestibule area.
Yeah. So we tried to push our timetable back 30 minutes, to leave at 10:30 instead of 10. And I called the guy. I was thinking it was no big deal because I thought I had booked it for 2 hours. And he was like, "Ooh, no, we got another wedding to go to." I was like, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah, we've got it. They're trying to push their timetable up, and you're trying to push yours back. Like we can't be in two places at once." And they booked it before you did. So I was like, "Then why did you tell me it was available?"
Yeah, no kidding. That's crazy to me. I would definitely have a problem with that. Although I will tell you, the driver at ours was 100% drunk when he picked us up.
Nice.
And there were no seatbelts because it's a 1959 Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And he drove like a madman. So we were pretty sure we might die on our wedding night.
Which the drivers were great. I have no complaints about the overall experience other than the fact that I got driven around the corner and dropped off and got picked up in an SUV, and that's what we took home.
I'm sorry to bring that up. I had no idea.
It's okay. It was part of the evening.
No, it's good to bring up. We need to fix this.
But yeah, Kelsey intends on, she has high hopes of getting some money back on that or something, but I don't think it's going to happen because I kind of signed a contract and stuff. So
I don't know, man. If I pay for 2 hours or something, I better get fucking 2 hours.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah. Honestly, the best part about the wedding for me was me and Garrett just, last call's at 9:15. Roger that. And having 7 drinks between 8:45 and 9:15.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My man's getting my money's worth.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're kind of up against it time-wise, but there's definitely some more stuff that we can talk about with the wedding, and there have been other things that have happened over the last few weeks besides just Miller Lite following us on Twitter and the bachelor party and then the wedding weekend, but we do need to wrap things up. So if you guys would like to listen to the next episode, make sure that you subscribe to the Appleboys podcast on whatever podcast platform you listen on. You can find all of our links at our website at appleboys.us. Subscribe to our premium content at patreon.com/appleboys. Looking forward to having some stuff come out in November and December. We took a little bit of a hiatus here because of all the stuff we had going on this month, but hoping to be able to get back to a regular schedule. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at AppleboysPod. And definitely appreciate everybody listening, and look forward to talking to you next week. Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
You've been listening to the Appleboys podcast. I know. We're badass. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Thank you for listening, especially premium subscribers. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Discord at discord.gg/Appleboys, on the website at appleboys.us, and Twitter and Facebook at AppleboysPod. Happy tonight.